Okay, this is Brian, the Red Baron Biggerstaff with the Gauntlet. Today I have with me the band Marasmus. I've got Devin Ferrara, the Gore Growler, and I got Andy on guitar, and I got Trent, the drummer, and I got Brandon, the rhythm guitarist. How you guys doing tonight?
And Ben,
of course,
the bass player.
Yes,
absolutely.
the 4-string motherfucker himself.
Five
Five-string. Holy shit on a shish kebab.
Yeah.
So, how long you guys been doing this thing?
Well, I'm one of the original members. This is Devin, and we've been doing it since probably 2007, 2008, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think our first actual show was in 2008 with a band called Drawn and Quartered from California in this very venue. So this has been home base ever since then.
Right on. Could you tell me a little bit about your most recent record? I've listened to both records in contrast, and this most recent one was very well done and so tastefully done, with so many death metal bands adding atmosphere to their music at the expense of the guitars. You guys didn't do that. And need I not say how well the songs were written as well, but how did that first album really shape your vision for the most recent one?
Andy needs to answer that one.
You go ahead, Devin.
God damn it. All right. Well, Conjuring Enormity was kind of a work in progress over several years, and what we did was really it wasn't on purpose. It was more of an accident type of thing, because we had so many member changes early on, and every death metal band has gone through this. You got to find the right folks to do the job that you are envisioning, and you know, Mountains of Dead, we had one lineup, and then in Conjuring Enormity we had another lineup, and we just had to go through several different reincarnations of our own band to find the right crew in order to write the right album. And that's really what Conjuring Enormity is it's like a culmination of effort, just straight up instinct, and everything that we want to hear in this type of music, and still stay within the culture without trying to sound too pushy or sound like anybody else. We wanted to carve our own niche out of an already oversaturated genre, and that's pretty much what we've done. In our opinion, everybody has a different perception of this thing, and I think that in this art form, like, people kind of take what they want from what we're doing and what anybody does. They have their own perception of what the song's meanings are, the reason why we put guitar places where they are, and guitar parts where they are, even samples. So it's just a work in progress, and we just kind of arrived at it. It was just a culmination of creative energy that all made sense, and that's where we ended up.
Wonderful. As far as the creative process, and I know you're very much involved in that. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Andrew.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about how when guys are writing the music, and it's very straightforward and it's very well written, and the post-production was just amazing, and I'm just shocked that you did that all by yourself.
Yep, we did everything at my house, at our practice space, actually. Little basement home recording studio. Just the whole album was do it yourself. We paid for everything ourselves. No record label backing us financially. It was a whole do it yourself record, pretty much.
Andy does amazing work. I mean, Andy records a lot of other local bands from around here. So you did the Elevate record, didn't you?
Yes.
So like
you
you're talking
did that.
about,
Yeah, I did.
I reviewed that record,
I did
dude.
both Elevate records. Yes.
Fucking A, I
he's the guy
reviewed
that
that
does
album. Right
so
on.
you probably know his work already, as far as like.
It's fucking brilliant.
What
You've got an ear, dude. You've got an ear.
I mean, he does a lot of really good work, and so I've always been impressed by that as well. And I remember, before I joined Marasmus and everything, meeting Andy, and I mean,
please tell me your name.
Ben,
Ben.
I'm the bassist. Yeah.
Right on.
So I've only been in Marasmus now for about 8 months.
8 or 9 months.
Yeah, 8 or 9 months probably.
Been to Colorado twice.
Yeah, we've had a couple Colorado shows, and we've had a couple local shows so far. So, but yeah, I mean, it's really cool now with writing the new stuff. Like tonight, we'll be playing 3 songs that'll be off the newer album, and
tell me what those songs are.
We're playing one night that we've never played before live.
Nobody's ever heard, yeah.
Is Ectoplasmic Violation.
Wonderful.
And then we'll be playing Necrotic Overlord, which is kind of like the title track off the upcoming album.
Right.
And then Archaic Burial Rites is the other one. So those ones will all be off the upcoming album, and you kind of get a sense of where we're going and stuff like that. And it's cool for me to actually be with these guys and be a part of that song building and writing process and shit. It's been really fun.
I personally am very excited about hearing that newer material. Where do you think this band is going with these new songs? And I know you guys are in the process of composing a new record. Where do you see this record thematically going comparatively to the previous 2?
That's the fun part, is that in the beginning we have no fucking clue where it's going to be going. We're literally kind of feeling our way in the dark, and especially after we get the artwork back, we just got the artwork back for this upcoming record that we have, Necrotic Overlord, coming out, and we just got the artwork back a few days ago. And once you see it, it just starts putting noises in your head, and you just start hearing the music. Once you have the story, and once you have a visual of the story or just some part of the story, the rest is just easy to write. It just writes itself. It's almost more of it just takes over us. And when we get together, the fun part is that nobody's pushy about making their point the only point. They listen to everybody else, and all things are always considered. So that's the beauty of coming out with a product that we have, is that it's truly something that's collaborative.
Wonderful. I've been paying very close attention to what's going on in Kansas City, and I keep hearing Marasmus over and over again. It just keeps jumping out at me. I talk to people that are close to the heavy metal community here in Kansas City, and there are so many bands that morph from different other bands, and in talking to a lot of people, even band members with the band Troglodyte, that it's a conglomerate of sorts. Yeah. What do you think is the main thing that binds that together to make the Kansas City scene really authentic?
Effort. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, me being between the 3 of us being the newer guy, I guess, to the scene, I've just been overwhelmed, man. I mean, I was sucked in from the beginning. I've been, in the scene, quote unquote, for about 4 years now. Starting with Malazar and working my way into Obliterate the Apex, and I played with the Plague and Faith and those guys, and I met these guys, and I always saw Marasmus, and for the longest time they played without a bassist, and I was always like, but it's really fast. It was just almost like scary, I might have to practice and work my way up to that, and it just kind of reached this point where it's just like, man, I just really want to have this conversation and see if we can do this. And but yeah, I mean, the scene has just been incredible. I've got more great friends and everything. I think all the bands really feed off each other. Like I was telling you upstairs, I mean, we all push each other in a competitive but fun nature, not a competitive I'm against you nature. And I think that's one thing that makes Kansas City a little different from what I've seen. Not that I've traveled a lot, but I've been to a couple other, Texas and a few other places. And I think everybody's got their own scene. But I'm just really impressed by ours, and I think a lot of people from the outside are too.
The biggest thing about the Kansas City scene in general, and I've been at it from pretty much its inception. I'm dating myself here, but I've been there since the beginning, and I think that the camaraderie and everything that we've built is that this idea that nobody is better than anybody else, but at the same time there's this friendly competition that somebody raises the bar and then somebody tries to reach it, and then somebody raises the bar and somebody tries to reach it, and it's an artist culture. Nobody's driving Maseratis doing this. This is all about artistic expression and being able to, being able to create something that people enjoy, and people seem to enjoy it. People seem to come out to our shows, and we've basically created just a huge group of friends that all enjoy what we're doing together, and that's what it's all about. And I think that even somebody that is a fledgling musician or a fledgling lyricist, or somebody that isn't necessarily like a virtuoso musician, kind of grows up in the scene and then comes to the realization that, wow, I can do this, and I can be a part of it. And of course you can, and we accept everybody, and it's all just a big group of people, man. It's all just a big group of friends that just love to party together.
When you guys are currently working on a new album, when can we expect a new album from you guys with the work that you've accomplished based on where you're at right now?
No, I don't know. Let's
exactly
see.
30 days.
Let's see. Yeah, timelines are weird. I mean, I would say we've got three songs that we can comfortably play live now. Obviously, we've probably got 2 or 3 that are pretty much in the works and pretty good to go.
Transcending Obscurity in India would like it yesterday.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So,
Right.
Kunal, sorry, we're working on it. But yeah. I mean, it's hard to give a timeline, but we're getting close. I think we're close to where we've got the structure for an album, but probably 3 or 4 of the songs just need that. They need to be built. We got riffs, we've got ideas, we've got song names that this guy is always coming up with the best song names, and that usually helps build the song into what it needs to be.
Can you tell me what you expect of this band within the next year, and what you would like to see? What are your goals, your more long-term goals?
Mainly to write the best music that we can. Honestly, I think that's where it starts. To put it simply.
All right.
Because if you don't have that,
Fantastic.
if you don't have that, I don't think you deserve to go beyond that.
That's wonderful,
Always
man.
push yourself. I mean, Trent, our drummer, is always pushing himself, always trying different things, making himself uncomfortable. I firmly believe in practicing till you're almost uncomfortable, until that uncomfortable becomes comfortable.
That's where the magic
Then you
happens.
find something else that's uncomfortable.
It's not death metal until one eye's rolling back in your head and you're about ready to pass out.
Right, exactly.
Right on.
It's not death metal unless my forearm feels like it's going to freeze up.
Right
so,
on.
To me, that's just what this band's all about.
All right. Would you guys have anything that you want to share with the rest of the world and Gauntlet? Because not only are people in the continental United States are going to hear this, but people in Europe, particularly the death metal scene, which is interested in what's happening here in America. Do any of you guys have anything you would like to share?
We're original Kansas City death metal, right here in the Midwest. We're on Transcending Obscurity Records from India, and we're going to have full distribution. Necrotic Overlord will be out in 2017. Fucking kill.
Right on.
It will be the best album you've heard from us, just like every other one.
All right.
Keep stepping up.
You guys have anything you want to add to that? Right on. This is Brian, the Red Baron Biggerstaff with the Gauntlet. Thank you for listening. Download their album, buy their merch. We got some bad motherfuckers sitting in the room right here, and I can't wait to hear them play live. Peace out.
What it is. This is most important, more important than fucking dicks or pussies or drugs or anything else. This is most important. Yeah, we all support each other. This is a culture. I love you. You love these bartenders. This is a fucking culture. We are family. Anybody that is new, anybody that has never been here before, you are accepted. And fuck all this fucking bullshit. You can't come here and all that shit. Metal is universal. We will fund it. This is new off of Necrotic Overlord.